Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in Singapour.
My name is Alfripi and Today FM rocks here in Tavua.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Ba. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilaiti Ambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks here in Osur.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, political parties told to keep election campaigns clean. 24 cases of primary school pregnancy reported. And former inmates still being stigmatized.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
The Electoral Commission today stressed that all political parties must keep their election campaigns clean and clear of religious vilification and racial discrimination. This comes after the Commission received numerous claims of religious criticism and election campaigns creating racial tension, particularly in pocket meetings. Kelly Vathala reports.
There is zero tolerance when it comes to political party campaigning along racial and religious lines.
The Commission is disappointed that incidences are still being brought to light where their representatives of political parties are using race and religion. There are reports for representatives from political parties, particularly in pocket meetings. There are instances of religious vilification and campaigns creating racial tension.
The Commission says it will work with FICAC to clamp down on this issue.
FICAC has assured us that they will deal with this type of complaints expediently and take cases to court where they find there is sufficient evidence to support a charge.
Every Fijian plays a vital role when it comes to reporting such matter as evidence.
Members of the public are present in these meetings and instances are requested to use their smartphones to record such behavior and furnish the same to the Electoral Commission or to FICAC directly.
The Commission reiterates that political parties must have their own disciplinary process to deal with breaches by their own representatives and keep the build-up to the election clean. Kelly Vathala, FBC News.
From July 2016 to June last year, 24 teenage pregnancies were recorded in primary schools and 97 in secondary education. National Substances Abuse Advisory Council Chief Executive Mano Senikarawa revealed that teenage pregnancies were reported in all districts around the country. However, the Western and Central divisions recorded the most. Savara Thambor reports.
Senikarawa has confirmed that these cases were taken from 80% of schools that responded to the council from July 2016 to June last year.
From the cases in schools, there's not much different. It may be due to the number of responses that we have. Like we do not get a certain the same number of responses every year.
Senikarawa says while the council is trying to combat this issue, parents and guardians should not forget that they've played a major role in molding these young women.
When it comes from parents, the students will know and understand that this is advice given from the love that their parents have for them. Sometimes when advice comes from teachers, our students see that as just something to learn.
Fijians have shared their views on what they think should be done to combat this issue.
We need to tell the children what all the things that's happening nowadays. The children has to be aware of the things that's happening and the consequences of their actions.
I think more awareness should be done in secondary and primary school.
I think parents should share the right information to their children.
Parents and guardians are advised not only to spend quality time with their children during these 2 weeks holiday, but all the time. Savara Thambor, FBC News.
Many former inmates are still being stigmatized despite the amount of awareness on giving them a second chance at life through the Yellow Ribbon Project. This is a major worry for Operation Foundation, a restorative ministry which has over the past decade successfully provided rehabilitation solutions for men and women in correction facilities. Akusita Thale has more.
Former inmates continue to face hardships once released into the community, and being stigmatized as an ex-offender is a major barrier to successful community reintegration.
Gaining employment is very, very difficult. Feeling that you belong is very, very difficult, and that's not only in families, but it's in community, it's in the lotu, it's in all of those functions where there is a sense of community and there is a sense of belonging.
The Fiji Corrections Service is urging the public to accept former inmates back to society to live normal lives and contribute positively to the country.
We are extending these rehabilitation efforts out to the communities, out to the doorsteps and the homes of those who were once under our care.
Commissioner Francis Keane says this requires the commitment and the involvement of the Vanua, the communities, but most importantly, family and friends, to ensure that those who leave the facilities can go back and live law-abiding lives. Akosita Tale, FBC News.
The Land Transport Authority has revealed that 50 applicants out of 1,551 candidates who applied for taxi permits submitted false declarations. Board Chair Vijay Maharaj claims there could be more ineligible candidates surfacing before the closure of the 21-day grace period, which ends next Tuesday. Rachel Nath has more.
The Land Transport Authority believes due to the transparency of the barrel process, the ineligible applicants were discovered.
Complaints started trickling in to say so-and-so who is a successful candidate, in fact has 2 taxis, or his income is 30,000, he's got a couple of jobs. So when that came through, we gave people the opportunity to send their complaints so that we could check and verify.
The board chair is reminding dishonest applicants to surrender their approval letters before the closure of the grace period or prepare to face the law.
These matters will then be actually referred to FICAC or the police, and they will carry out the investigation. You end up in prison, you can be fined quite heavily, and because these are serious offences.
Going forward, the LTA will strengthen its monitoring process for applications, making it harder for those falsely applying.
One household having 2 or 3 taxi permits is wrong. They shouldn't be doing this.
It's wrong. We poor people have been driving taxi for so long now, and we never dishonestly tried to obtain a permit.
In LTA, because how come these people got the permit? Because they are already strict in everything.
The LTA will now conduct a redraw of permits whereby the honest remaining 1,000 Fijians who missed out in the first barrel draw will be given a chance to obtain a permit. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
Still to come, church ministers will be reminded to remain apolitical. And Rambuka's Queen Council reveal details after the break.
Bula, nevang go malakai leloma, ngongai nakas untuk makarong ng Bula FM, nambang 2 ay nasere.
Hoya ubasit sai lambasa, ya untuk talita ina warong ng Bula FM, nambang 2 ay nasere.
Gua do tumeli, ako na tao no hinga toka, talita kina na warong ng Bula FM, nambang 2 ay nasere.
Wala tunga ng Bula FM, nambang 2 ay nasere nawaluan.
Nevang go fani na tao nang go singa toka, kita untuk talita ka ng Bula FM, nambang 2 ay nasere.
Bula FM, nambang 2 ay nasere.
Methodist Church ministers in Fiji will be reminded again in their conference meeting next week to remain apolitical. Acting General Secretary Reverend Jeremiah Wangai-Nambete told FBC News they have received comments from people about some ministers being involved in politics. Ali Kimbia reports the position of the Methodist Church will be clarified in the meeting.
The Methodist Church of Fiji will continue to advise church ministers that they will not tolerate their participation for any political parties.
We as a clergy are not allowed to be involved in politics, per se, to stand for election. But as clergymen, we work to see how best life is enjoyed, where the humanity is experienced in its totality.
Wangai-Nambete says tough decisions will have to be made by clergy who are commonly involved in politics.
So it is very difficult to say that the church should not involve itself in politics. If there are political systems and structures which takes away the totality of a person's humanity. It is the duty of the church to address that.
Church President Reverend Epineri Vakandelvosa earlier told FBC News that actions will be taken and the constitution of the church is clear.
If any minister wants to join a political party, he has to resign from the church and at the same time leave the premises.
The Methodist Church Conference is currently underway and the formal meeting will start next Monday. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
Social Democratic Liberal Party leader Sithiveni Rambuka's hearing date was supposed to be set today. However, Defence Counsel Filimoni Vosarongo informed the court that as they are engaging a Queen's Counsel, Ian Lloyd, the only dates suitable for them are 15th and 19th October when he will be available. He also informed the court that defence counsels include himself, Linda Tambuya, Devanesh Sharma and QC Ian Lloyd. FICAC prosecutor Rashmi Aslam informed the court they agree with the dates, since the voir dire hearing and the hearing of the substantive matter could be heard consecutively. Meanwhile, Magistrate Chiochin Bosewanga informed prosecution and defence that he will be in Rotuma on those dates. Rambuka is charged by FICAC under Section 24 of the Political Parties Registration, Conduct, Funding and Disclosures Act of 2013. The matter has been adjourned to next Monday for mention. The Pacific Islands Association of Non-Governmental Organizations today launched a research paper on localization in the Pacific. The research paper states localization is when the Pacific has set up a register for humanitarian experts to lead a response when disaster strikes. Koroi Tandulala reports.
The research conducted in Fiji, Tonga and Vanuatu was a follow-on from the outcomes of the World Humanitarian Summit held in Turkey 2 years ago.
Piango to undertake this research is we really needed the evidence because in Istanbul, Turkey 2016, there was a lot of focus on localization and localization being shifting the focus from an international response to local response, recognizing local-led leadership, also ensuring that resources move from international sources to local actors.
Based on the outcomes of the consultation, a research report titled Tracking Progress in Localization, a Pacific Perspective was launched today. The research will be a great resource and information tool for government and humanitarian responders.
And this is about being involved and supporting partners, including the CSO community, in assisting during preparedness rather than waiting for a response to happen.
The research was conducted in partnership with a Melbourne-based humanitarian advisory group supported by the Australian Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade. Koroi Tandulala, FBC News.
More than 31,000 Fijians are currently benefiting from the government's free medicine program. Speaking at the annual general meeting of the Fiji Pharmaceutical Society, Health Minister Rosie Akbar highlighted that the program was introduced to ensure equity in terms of accessibility and availability of key medicines for citizens earning below $20,000 a year. She says the government has reviewed the process and will make accessibility to these medicines more convenient for both the retail and public sector. Akbar says the ministry will continue carrying out the free medicine registration drive to register more recipients. Plans are still ongoing to ensure that the Nadi City Declaration is a grand one. Despite dates for the City Declaration not being confirmed, the Nadi City Committee members are optimistic that the celebrations will go for 2 days and will fall on a Friday and Saturday. This is one of the most important events for the people of Nadi as it will go down in the history books.
We want to have a full event in Nadi. Basically, we want to close half of Nadi town, have celebrations, call people from around Nadi, all of Fiji, and also overseas, and have a good celebration so that it goes as an event in the history.
In sports later with Jamie, Central Primary School Netball gets underway today, but up next is Rachel with business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up after the break. MOU signed to help businesses comply with the law. And in growing Fiji, new IT lab for students at Mani Devo Primary School. Stay with us.
Dola, I am Eleanor. For the best classic hits, I only listen to Gold FM here in Singapore. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Yeni Rawa. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Dino. I'm from Outrigger, Coral Coast, Singapore. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Salote. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, my name is Marida. Gold FM plays the best classics here in Outrigger, Singapore.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Leading business tonight, the Fiji Commerce and Employers Federation will work with the Fijian Competition and Consumer Commission to protect and promote customer commerce and industry. This comes after the two parties signed an MOU that will allow them to work together to transition and help set up businesses to comply with the laws in place. FCEF President Sandeep Chauhan says this will especially be for businesses that weren't compliant and didn't know the terms. He adds the MOU will also be beneficial to both organizations as it will allow businesses to better understand and cooperate with the FCCC. And we now join Sean from HFC Bank with the latest from the money market.
Let's have a look at the activity on the South Pacific Stock Exchange for last week. Vision Investments and Fijian Holding stocks recorded trades. Vision Investment shares increased by 0.29% and ended the week at a price of $3.48, while Fijian Holding shares increased by 0.16% to close at $6.15. As such, the overall market capitalization rose by 0.05% and ended the week at a value of $2.54 billion. The SPSC Total Return Index posted a gain of 2.79 points over the week. And that's all from our local stock market. Vinaka.
Thanks, Sharon. Taking a look at the currency exchange rate set this morning for the Fijian dollar. Our dollar gained against the Australian dollar as well as the Japanese yen, but showed some slight slippage against the other currencies we cover. As for the commodities market, the price of oil dropped over the weekend and then rose to over $67 a barrel, lower than it was on Friday. Gold was down at $1,209 an ounce, and silver followed suit, closing at $15.28 an ounce. And in Fiji tonight, students at the Moani Devo Primary School in Draketi will no longer need to travel to Lambasa for their ICT needs. Attorney General Ayaz Said Kiyim officially opened the new ICT lab at the school this afternoon. The newly renovated lab, along with 20 computer sets, were brought through a fundraiser during a 3-day carnival organized by the Ex-Students Association. The school will be running an ICT program during the 2 weeks holiday and hope to run an ICT education class for the public from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. And that's business for tonight. Jamie joins you now.
Thank you, Rachel, and good evening in sports tonight. Ovalau Ruggers impressed on day one of Kachi Rugby tournament. And action from the secondary schools Super 8 national hockey finals. This and more coming up.
Hi, I'm Jyotishma. I'm from Singatoka. I love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM is #1.
I'm Charlene Robert. Mirchi FM rocks in Lambasa.
I'm Soname Nasori Jackson. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Raymond Dutt. I'm in Baba Singh Alliance. Mirchi FM is hot in Lambasa.
I'm Pritika from Jackson Nasori. I love listening to Mirchi FM here in Nasori. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Ovalau Rugby was back to showcase their skills at the Vodafone Kachi Rugby tournament, which started at ANZ Stadium in Suva today. The Ireland team had a good first day. Its under-12 team defeating Taviuni 21-7. The under-13s beat Thakaunrobe 17-0, while its under-14 side drew 12-all against Thakaunrobe. Meli Tavanga reports.
After missing the Kachi Rugby tournaments in the last 2 years, the Ovalau Rugby teams came back with a good start today.
Under 12 had gone up to semi-final, and we are going to have the semi-final tomorrow. And our 13 we are going on to the second pool, and as well as under 14.
Team officials have applauded this support from parents who assisted them. throughout their campaign on the island.
From the island, from 3 weeks we can, right up to national level, on what we have been now, what we have achieved now. We want to thank you so much for your support.
Meanwhile, maritime schools have shown class performances, creating few upsets in the tournament.
The preparation from teams coming out from the maritime division, the eastern, and the northern, they are challenging the teams in the central division, mainly made up of Suva, Namosi, and all these big names in primary schools rugby. And I think even Kandavu defeated Namranga in the under 18.
The Kachi Rugby tournament continues until Wednesday at ANZ Stadium. Melitavanga, FBC Sports.
Prize money and 4 prestigious trophies are up for grabs at the Fiji Secondary School's Hockey Super 8 National Finals underway at the National Hockey Centre. The trophies are the Barson and Westmere Cup in the Under-19 boys and girls divisions respectively, and the Noel Gibson and Malaya Sandys Cup in the Under-16 boys and girls divisions. Stella Tooi reports.
Fiji Secondary School Hockey Association President Emmanuel Prasad says cash incentives will be awarded to the winning teams.
For the Under-19 Basin Cup, the prize money is $200 cash for the winners, and the runner-up is $100. Same thing for the Westmere.
Prasad adds with the boost in prizes this year, the association has taken it upon themselves to also raise the standard of competition.
Our tournament's following very closely with the International Hockey Federation rules, and having umpires that are fully qualified level 1 umpires.
Meanwhile, Western team Tilak High School is betting on their under-19 girls to stamp their mark on the tournament.
I was impressed with the under-19 girls. They came, they won. They won 4-0, which is really good for a team coming from the West and playing on turf for the first time.
The competition continues until Wednesday, and all games will be held at the National Hockey Centre. Stella Taoi, FBC Sports.
The Central Netball Primary Schools Championship began today at the National Netball Centre in Suva. 60 teams from 7 districts are competing at the 2-day meet that resumes after a lapse of 3 years. John Tambori reports.
Teams from the islands have set the pace for the Central Netball School Championships as they have started to dominate the competition.
It's been very competitive and very tough, especially with teams that have come from the islands. I think they have really done well compared to the urban schools, districts.
The 8 teams in the Kandavu districts have been dominating the first day of competition and plan to take a few silverwares back to the island.
We came all the way from Kandavu not only to let the girl participate, but also to win the competition.
It was hard to get the Kandavu teams to the competition, however the support of the parents made the trip possible.
Supporters of our parents enable us to travel across and come over to Suva for this tournament.
Championships will continue tomorrow with the remaining pool games starting at 8:45 a.m. while the finals begin at 12:30 p.m. till 4:30 p.m. in the afternoon. John Tabore, FBC Sports.
A week-long rugby clinic for children started at Albert Park in Suva today, facilitated by former Flying Fijian Sermai Mbai and his Rugby Academy Fiji. The aim is to teach young boys and girls core skills of the sport. John Tambori reports.
It's never too late to work on those rugby skills, and for these youngsters, this is the platform to their future careers.
My name is Sikeli. I'm from Naita City, and when I grew up, I want to be a rugby player.
Most of the parents, this is a constructive way to spend the school holiday with their children.
First of all, I'm thankful for Mbai and the management for coming up with this clinic. It's a very good program. Personally, for my son Sikeli, he's a great rugby fan. That's why he's here today. He loves rugby.
This is not only to develop rugby skills, but a time for family fun days.
It's just about, introduction to rugby. We just did a little bit of core skills. We're trying to play more games into so the kids can enjoy, coming to the clinic.
The clinic will continue for the next 6 days with Mbai's famous goal-kicking clinics to be held on Wednesday and Friday. John Tabore, FBC Sports.
A first-half hat-trick from Amélie Dilab pushed France to a comfortable 4-0 victory over the Netherlands at the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup. The win sees the hosts finish at the top of Group A, while the Netherlands finish in second place, both teams advancing to the quarterfinals. Yeah, that's it from Sports Tonight. Catch Angie later on with weather and in new media, a look at the world's thinnest laptop. Details after the break.
Nang golesenya, awama kita nakas, dorong bina kape, on radio fijuan, nandong ibit.
Ayaw benyana, ito barongon radio fijuan, nandong ibisi, hingatoka.
Guado ilaisa hingatoka, rong bina na heramakawa ina radio fijuan hingatoka.
Radio Fijuan, nandong ibiti.
It's weather time now with that.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. Hope you had an awesome weekend and are looking forward to another fruitful week. The day has been pretty amazing, just great to paint your house or just simply painting. Checking the west for today, sunshine made a slight appearance and so did showers. Eastwards from Pekhabarusuva, pretty sunny one with showers indicated for later tonight. And up north, also wonderfully sunny. At sea, southeast winds 20 to 25 knots, rough seas. For the tides, low tide at 8:16 p.m. with high tide at 2:19 a.m. Sunrise at 6:27. For tomorrow, it's the school holidays and I'm giving you kids the best news. The day is clear for swimming or just hanging out at the grounds. Tomorrow's temps, bar will have lows of 13 degrees. Looking further on to Wednesday, it doesn't look that promising as light showers are predicted. So enjoy your sunny days while you can. And it's back to you, Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fijian Pulse tonight, we asked, what are your plans during this school holidays?
Since I want to be a rugby player, I'll be training for 2 weeks.
Play with my friend and spend time for my family.
I'll be coming to the clinic this week and next week.
On the first week, I'll be playing hockey right now, and then the next week I'll be studying at home. I'll be studying for my exams in term 3.
Recapping the main stories for tonight, political parties told to keep election campaigns clean. 24 cases of primary school pregnancy recorded and former inmates still being stigmatized. Now for these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question segment, last week we had asked, should police arrest people on the spot for filming accidents? 70% said yes. This week we're asking, is race-based campaigning becoming a concern for Fijians? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, our shot of the day was sent in by Pritika Singh, 3 cousins holding 2 3-day-old kids in Vuinduna, Nausori. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was the FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, stay safe. Good night.
मैं नवनीत नंद नंबोल लुम्बुआ से जैसे फ्रेंडी नॉर्थ मशहूर है वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 भी सभी जगह मशहूर है। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
सीमा नकाशी से मैं रेडियो फीजी 2 पसंद करती हूँ सुनने के लिए। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
मैं हूँ अंकल किंग सिंगाटोका टाउन के टैक्सी ड्राइवर। जैसे रग्बी फेमस है वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 फेमस है।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।